Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Expo Live. My name is Lionel Miranda, and today, take two. That's right. We already went live once. You know what? We decided to do it all over again.
Yeah.
Because that's live, baby. Oh, my gosh.
That's where the magic happens.
Technical goblins. All right, so hopefully everything will actually go well. Hopefully you all can actually hear us this time around. We are going to talk the new Sylvaneth book. And what the impact on playstyle has been, and what the impact hopefully will be on the meta, where the book is positioned. And like we did last time, we're going to start with the quick TLDR. I go, Kyle, let me ask you the survey question here. Do you like the book?
Yes, I quite like the book. The army has definitely changed, but I feel it's still incredibly playable, it's competitive, it's strong. I've had 3 games so far, and I've liked the rule changes. It definitely has given a lot more of the army usefulness, rather than the previous book where it was very select in the units that you would take and that could perform. Now the book has opened up the army, and many more units are worth taking. The army rules have also changed quite drastically. Losing Strike and Fade was massive. Yeah. While a few units can still do it, like the Lancers and Belthanos, it definitely is not the cornerstone on which you build your army and build how you win the game. It's definitely changed from being more hammer and anvil and having a few key pieces that would do all the work for you throughout your game, and you had to be very careful about placement and what happened to them. It's definitely changed from that over to more having control and worrying about what your opponent's doing.
I think, like I said last time when we did take one, it's a lot fairer of an army.
Yeah, definitely.
I like the design. I like the design. This is, like I also said last time, this isn't like Lumineth where it feels like it can do everything. This is an army that does specialize.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. But it feels fair. It wasn't like you're coming at me before and just smoking me in the face and then going, okay, now I'm out of here. You don't get to strike me back or do any type of response. You just... That was crazy.
I loved that. That was
terrible.
Best.
The best. Obviously different takes. Yeah. Obviously different takes. Okay, so let's start off. Again, we are not going to deep dive to the point where we're going to go every single detail, but we are going to go over a vast majority of the book, but we're going to take it from a higher perspective, meaning we're not going to drill down to every little detail.
Eagle eye view.
Yeah, an eagle eye view. Oh, thank you. That's a good analogy. Because if you want to see details, I mean, there's so many channels that have already done deep dives and literally read the book to you. You do not need that from us. At this point, the book's been out at the time of this recording, about 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, give or take. So watch those. Those beautiful people will be more than welcome to help you out. Let us talk. We'll first start off with something that is very, very significant. And that is the actual allegiance ability of the book itself.
Yeah.
Right? So that would be the creeping overgrowth. Now, this is extremely relevant. And it's relevant because the entire book kind of revolves around this concept.
Yep.
Now, what is that concept?
So the creeping overgrowth, it's your own forest pieces and all the terrain on the board. You can spread creeping overgrowth to those various terrain pieces. The more creeping overgrowth tokens you have, the wider the auras come off that various terrain pieces, and those increase the usefulness of the abilities that you have. It starts at 6 inches, it goes to 9, and then eventually it'll go to 12. Beginning of turn 1, you can go from 6 inches to 9, so you should never be playing within 6 inches. Yeah. It's essentially going to be starting at 9. And by turn 2, you can very easily be within 12 inches if you set everything up correctly. In my experience, having the entire board be creeping overgrowth is entirely unnecessary. 9 inches, 12 inches, you can win the whole game playing within that.
Cool
range.
If it happens, but
yeah, it's not required at all.
No, I mean, even the first round, having 3 pieces, all of them casting auras wholly within 9. That's a massive part of the board already.
Yes, exactly.
Easily a third.
Yeah, and if you have Lady of Vines, you can get to 4.
Yeah.
Turn 1.
All right, so that's creeping overgrowth. That should be somewhere over here. It basically checks to see how many trees and overgrowth tokens are out, and then it just increases from that. So that is extremely important because the book basically references this a lot. So now we move over to the enemy combat phase, the Fury of the Forest.
Yeah. So of the games I've had, I've found that your army revolves around this ability.
Let me just read the ability quickly then. Pick a friendly Sylvaneth unit wholly within the creeping overgrowth. Again, now it's already referencing that.
Yep.
And that is in combat with only one enemy.
Yep.
That unit gets the first strike ability. This costs 1 CP. It's actually a command.
Yes.
That's part of your Legion's
So
ability.
you cannot all-out attack when doing it.
No. So, okay, so there you go. It's not a core ability.
No, you can only you only can receive one command in a phase.
Yeah, per phase. But I was just curious to find out whether it was a core ability or not. All right, in any case, Fury of the Forest. So go for it.
Yeah, I find that this ability is what the entire army revolves around.
Yeah, instead of Strike and Fade.
Instead of Strike and Fade. You want to build units around the concept of using this ability. You want to position them on objectives and in areas that can like threaten your opponent's like development and planning, and all of it revolves around that. If you're fighting an enemy where they can very easily get 2 units into combat with you, you have a problem. Or if an enemy like Slaves of Darkness, where they have a banner that just stops you from using commands.
Yeah.
Things like that are anathema to your army.
Eltharion.
Yeah.
You had mentioned it before in background conversations.
Yes.
Because this happens in the enemy phase.
Enemy combat phase.
And he is doing all his combat phase abilities first.
Yep.
Eltharion comes out of nowhere, jumps into a combat when you're trying to have a date one-on-one.
Yep.
And this guy's like a third wheel comes into the conversation.
An unwanted threesome.
And no, it's no longer a romantic moment.
No.
That guy just bullies in and tries to take your girl.
Yeah.
Is that good?
No.
No.
Not good.
Not good. Not good. But this ability is huge.
Yes, 100%. Like I when I've been building my lists, I find it's not just a question of, okay, do I have units that can go out, hit something, like my old mentality of having Strike and Fade.
Yeah.
And now it's built around, okay, if I have 10 Tree Revenants or if I have 10 Spite-Revenants, the Spite-Revenants are better utility. They can teleport. They have crit mortals.
We'll get to that part.
Okay.
We'll get to that part. But
But
yes.
The way I look at every unit changes because I have the strike first ability.
Yeah.
It changes everything.
The Kurnothi with size,
Yes.
who also have anti-charge.
Yeah.
All of a sudden could be out on her own. It's like, you want to charge me, bro?
Yeah.
I have anti-charge
Yeah.
and potentially striking first.
Yeah. It's just nasty.
That is pretty cool. All right, so now let us get to the next one again. The Land Awakens.
Yeah.
This is pick a friendly non-hero Revenant infantry unit or friendly Dryads unit that has been destroyed to be the target. Set up a replacement unit with half of the number of models, yada, 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 wholly within creeping overgrowth, because everything kind of centers around that. So you could put it around any one of those things. Just bring back a unit.
Yeah.
We've seen this ability many times. It is a one CP. Bring back half a unit. Obviously, really, really cool. Not much more to be said about that unless you want to expand on that.
I found mostly ties into battle tactics, like Scouting Force, the battle tactic. That ability really does play into that, because by the time it becomes irrelevant, your creeping overgrowth tokens have spread into the battlefield, and letting you, when you resummon units, you can go steal terrain pieces to complete battle tactics. That's
fair.
The biggest reason for it. Otherwise, besides that, it's you've seen it before.
Cool.
It's standard, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I feel shouldn't be standard, but
I know so many things do it.
Yeah, so many things do it. All right, so the next one is Endless Growth.
Yeah.
You probably already know what this is, but it's basically
Healing.
heal, and it's across your army, every unit, right?
Yes. So every unit heals. The cool thing about it is before you choose which effect you're picking, you get to roll a dice and then pick the result. So you roll, then you can choose to either heal, or you can res back models with a combined wound characteristic to what you rolled. So if you rolled a 2 on a 2 wound unit, you can bring back 1 model. If you rolled a 3 and you don't want to waste a wound, you can maybe do healing if that's what your unit wants instead.
You can be efficient about it.
Yeah.
That's a nice little option, a little quality of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and across the whole entire army, this is really annoying.
It's great. I love it.
It is very, very good.
Yes.
Healing is excellent.
Yes.
So all right, so Endless Growth, there it is. But we're not done yet, because
There's more. There's more.
There's a lot of it in the Allegiance abilities. Very, very blessed. This is certainly not a Destruction army.
No. We're better than that.
Yeah. Reclaimed by Nature is another one. Okay, so if there are fewer than 3 Awakened Wildwoods on the battlefield, you can set up another Awakened Wildwood.
Yeah.
And it has to not be within 12.
Yes.
Kyle.
Yes, I know.
Because he did
a lot
that.
of words.
He
It's
did
a lot of
that.
words.
He did that in a battle report. You could watch him play,
Yeah.
where he tried to cheat, and then
Yeah.
the chat caught him.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So it's an automatic thing. You don't have to roll
Yes.
for it.
No more
Do you have
casting trees.
Less than 3 trees? No.
You just get a tree.
Boom. You just get a tree.
I've also found once you get to 12-inch aura, your trees do not need to be around. You can throw them at your opponent to ship mortal wounds, muck up movement.
Yeah.
One of the key battle formations, Glade Defenders, when you lose trees, you can hand out additional attacks to your units, which I think is quite useful. It's what I'm going to be experimenting with next, I feel. Every single game I've had, wherever I place my 3rd tree, I just tend not to care. It's not mattered. By the time my first 2 trees, incredibly relevant.
Right.
But by the time I get to my 3rd, I have 12-inch radius. I have creeping overgrowth wherever I need it. Having the 3rd one has just been there.
Yeah. So you can, as an opponent, we can interact with your trees and take them out.
Yes.
But overgrown tokens on terrain
Cannot be removed.
we cannot do anything about.
That's correct. The one thing you can do. So how trees spread tokens is that they select the closest terrain piece that does not have an overgrowth token. After you select it, then it goes to the effect, which is if it's not controlled by the enemy, place an overgrown token. So if the closest terrain piece is controlled by the enemy, it has to be selected repeatedly by that tree until it's either an overgrown token gets placed on it or until it's no longer controlled by the enemy. So having, especially early in the game, having like a cheap throwaway unit or something just negate the spreading of overgrown tokens doesn't destroy the Sylvaneth player's game plan, but definitely slows it down.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. That was Reclaimed by Nature. I can't believe there's still more, man.
I know.
There's just so much. Okay, so Creeping Dread. This is a once per turn ability, start of any turn. You pick an enemy unit within the Creeping Overgrowth, again, within the auras of all those things. And you just don't have to be wholly within, you just have to be within it. And then, as long as that unit, once you mark it, is not within 12 inches of any of one of their heroes, every command costs 1 additional CP.
Yep. The few games I've had, it's not come up really because I was playing against very hero heavy. Like I played against Gargants. Every model's a hero. The Lumineth list I played against had majority was all heroes. When you're fighting armies like that, that ability just doesn't exist. I've only ever had to use it once, and it was okay. What I find is it's much more better as a defensive ability, being like, oh, you're going to move said unit over to this side.
Yeah, because that's start of any turn.
Yes. So it's start of your turn, start of your opponent's turn. I almost use it more of a, so you want to auto-run a unit over here. Well, that's going to be harder. Now you have to move a hero over to be within 12, so then you can then auto-run, and it's not so much a game breaking, it's just inconvenience.
Yeah, this feels like a waste of ink.
Kinda. It's okay. It's come up once of 3 games.
Like they were like laying down the riches on your table, and they're like, well,
Yeah.
you know what? We just don't want to stop.
No.
We want to give you a little bit more.
Yeah.
And this is what they came up with. I don't see this being a massive thing. All right, so that's that. Then we get into now artifacts.
Yeah.
All right, there's 3 of them, classically.
Yeah.
There's Seed of Rebirth, Spirit of the Dark Forest, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's a heroic.
Oh, that's a heroic. Oh, yeah, you're right. Because, again, we're only touching upon it. 3 artifacts, and only one of them really matters, and that's the Seed.
Yeah, bringing back a unit on a 3-up with D3 wounds is just nice, especially the fact that if it manages to live through the phase, you're going to heal another D3.
Yeah.
So you basically have coming back with 2 D3 life.
It's pretty
nice.
much the default.
Yeah.
The other 2, I can't even remember what they are. Again, we're not going to dive into all the details. We just kind of like highlight it. And then when it comes to heroic traits, the one you like the most is Spirit of the Dark Forest.
Yeah, being like a...
So pick a visible enemy hero.
Yeah.
Visible, so no range.
Yeah.
Do I see you? Yes.
Yeah.
You, half move.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
That's great.
Yes, it's awesome. Being like, oh, is that a...
Donkey Man?
Is that Donkey Man? Is that a 400, 500 point Gargant?
Yeah.
Well, it'd be a shame if it did nothing this turn.
Or just a Maw Crusher.
Yeah.
Because that thing famously moves really, really slow with its big ass base as well.
Yep.
So 10 inches, and you're now moving 5.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I only do one thing in the game, and
Can't do it this turn.
oh, excellent. I love that.
Yeah.
Let's not pick on destruction only though. Like, I mean, just having a movement period is always useful.
Yep. End of game, heroes tend to live late in the game. A hero is going to go take an objective that
Boom,
you
half your move.
no. Sorry, can't do it.
Yeah. No, that's good.
I mean,
that's good.
I've had games depend on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
An extra 5 points.
Yeah.
All right, next we get into the lore. Again, we're not going to dive into every single one of them.
Yeah.
Kyle's could just rip through them all, but the lore overall looks solid.
Yeah, I find the lore, 2 of them are useful. One of them is incredibly situational. The +1 wound, combo weapons, companion weapons, great. It's really good on the bugs.
Yeah. By bugs, he means the dragonflies. By dragonflies, we mean the
Revenant Seekers.
Revenant Seekers.
Or Revenant Lancers.
Yeah, there you go.
The other one is Run and Charge. Amazing. The fact that it's the reason I don't like him anymore. That utility that he brought in the previous season of give 3 units, give Run and Charge, was amazing. It being a spell is definitely a downgrade, but it still being there is good.
Yeah.
And the fact that I can bring anyone, and as long as I can cast it, got Run and Charge.
You got bonuses to cast in the army?
Only 1.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's only worth bringing on very specific units.
There is a heroic trait, I believe, that could give you a +1 to cast if you take a Tree Man Ancient. We'll get to that. But, but that's pretty much the only corner case for it, really.
Yes.
Because all the regular casters, I think you already made this point.
Are you going to give it to a Branch Witch? A 1-cast wizard whose ability is very meh?
Yeah.
It's not really...
Yeah. The best is the Tree Man Ancient.
Yes.
Who's now a 2-cast wizard.
Yes. Who is great. His rules are good. He can hand out he hands out +1 attack to Forest Elders.
We'll get to it. But so lore, really good overall. Then we get to the prayer lore, which is the lore of the Spirit Song. Lore of the Spirit Song, what I like about it is it's 2 4s and a 5. You got Song of Dread, Song of War, and Song of the Lost.
Yeah. I found the prayer lore incredibly useful. The ranges of typically it's within 12 of the caster or just any unit within the creeping overgrowth. So you can just cast across the board. I found it incredibly useful, handing out minuses to wound when I need to. Sending bugs forward and then just giving them -1 to wound on your opponent's hero phase, excellent.
Yeah.
I've not quite used the +1 rend one yet, though it's still +1 rend, like that's good.
How's that not good?
Yeah. The one I do like, which I found situational but still quite useful, is the third one, which is it debuffs an enemy unit. Every time that unit ends a move ability within the creeping overgrowth, which if you're at 12 inches is almost always.
Or 9.
Or 9.
That's plenty.
Plenty.
Yeah.
It takes D3 mortals. And D3 mortals. But that's D3 at the end of move, D3 end of charge, D3 after a redeploy. And if the unit has any sort of movability, that's D3.
Which you're on Pylon as well. Is it any
Pylon? Yeah, so Pylon is not a separate ability. Pylon is a part of combat.
It is.
So, yeah.
So it doesn't say anytime you move.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So it's anytime you use a move ability.
Got it.
Which
so
is
it's not a move ability. Understood. So it's not anytime you move.
No.
Okay. Very
so
good.
yeah, but on a 5 wound hero, stopping you from redeploying, otherwise you die. Useful.
All right, so last but not least, we get to the manifestation lore.
Mm-hmm.
The Glade Worm,
Big glow up.
the Spite Worm Hive, or a Spite Swarm Hive, I should say, and then Vengeful Skullroot. I don't think there's a dog in this. Like
No.
every single one of these are absolutely excellent.
All useful. Like a great. The worm can teleport just outside of 3 of a priest or a wizard, as long as
still
it's
9 inches
9 away from
everyone
anything else.
Yeah.
But it hits like an incarnate kind. Really, it's 6 attacks, D3 damage.
Force 2s.
Negative 2.
Can be negative 2 against those targets.
Yeah.
It's like a little priest and wizard assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Swarm.
The swarm, I've loved the swarm. So good. Its shooting ability, I can give it plus 10 shots for 15 shots with crit 2 hits.
Yeah.
4s and 3s. Manifestation hitting on 4s, 3s, neg 1/1.
Yeah.
It's
enough.
nasty. It's
Yeah.
nasty.
It's not, and if it didn't get placed that route, it could dial up to 20, right?
No. So it starts with 5.
It starts
if it
with
was
5,
not
okay.
placed that round, it gets 15.
Got it.
So what I've done is the Lay of Vines, you can cast through terrain. So you can summon through your terrain pieces the manifestation. And then your opponent typically doesn't want to divert units to go kill a manifestation.
Typically, yeah.
Typically. So so then you almost always I've gotten to use the ability and get
Yeah.
15 shots off.
Well, you could cast it on their turn, right?
Yeah.
Drop the turret
Yep.
on their turn and
Yep.
then have it fire off when it
On your
when it
turn.
kicks over on yours.
Yep.
And then the Vengeful Skullroot, being basically -1 to hit. Or
If you're within 6, yeah. Against Gargants, this
Against Destruction, to be
destruction,
fair.
this like single-handedly won me that game.
yeah,
very
yeah.
easily.
It kneecaps anyone who hits normally on 4s. Going to 5s, just
Rough.
absolute killer.
Rough. Yeah.
That was such a good design, though, right? Like you do one thing, and you only do it in one phase,
Mm-hmm.
and then make you only hit 50% of the time. That's humor right
Yes,
there.
yes.
That's a good job. That's all like that. All right, I want to say hi to a few people on chat. I want to say hi to Pasta Man Wowzer, and then I want to say hello to Sean Blakey. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Hell yeah, go trees. That's each tree too. Yes, that is
Yes, each tree.
Yeah, that is each tree too. You are correct. All right, so let us now dive into the War Scrolls. All right, we're gonna go to Gaio. We're gonna go to Alarielle.
Yep.
Alarielle, the girl with the greenish wings. Hopefully, you'll see it around us somewhere. Alarielle. Now, she got a big change.
Yes. 100%.
Not least of which is points.
No.
She's 600 points now.
Which is like actually usable.
Yeah, she's 14-inch move,
Yep.
16 health, 10 control.
Yep.
Awesome.
She can give herself run and charge with a spell.
But she now has a 4-up save,
Yeah, which,
but has a 5-up board.
yes.
Okay, so you don't have Alarielle in collection.
Not yet, no.
Something you might be thinking, obviously, of doing.
I'll have to see.
She's pretty good. All right, so
Yeah.
what do you think overall?
She's not really my play style. It's too many points in one area. I find Sylvaneth to be an incredibly CP hungry army right now, needing a CP to strike first, needing a CP to res back units. I find I have to really ration out how I have my CP. Her ability of resing herself back for 2 CP is really, really good. 100%.
600-point model.
600 point model coming back twice. Amazing.
Pretty good.
She heals
not bad.
2d6. She heals 2d6 each hero phase. So she reses herself back end of turn. Next hero phase heals 2d6.
That's if you could kill her.
Yeah, if you
She is
if
a
you kill her.
16 wound model.
Yep, nope.
With a 4, I get a 4-up is not a 3-up. I understand that.
100%.
But
I've always found models with a base size like hers are just so it's easy to screw with them, and you can make a 600-point model do nothing all game.
I play
kind
with a
of.
Maw Crusher.
Yeah.
She's the same base size.
Yep.
My Maw Crusher's never not done nothing.
You get to move.
She gets to move 14.
Yeah, no. I mean, you get to move after you charge, right?
That's a little pinball action, but then I can
Yeah.
get into combat. So can she, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's a 14-inch move is sweet.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful model.
Yes.
I She's a reason to play Sylvaneth.
Her buffing abilities are really good.
Yeah.
Giving pluses to cast, so you can give her. She's a wizard 3. That's a big selling point.
Yes.
Big selling point.
Yes.
For me, the biggest points is not even the rezzing, even though the rezzing is really, really good. It's the 2d6 healing, wizard 3 that can give herself +1 to cast,
Yeah.
and the fact she moves 14. Those are definitely the 3 biggest things.
I think she is worth the 600.
I think so. I think if you build the army around her, I think so. Especially because she can give herself strike first.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, you charge her and go, okay, cool. Am I the only one? Is it just me and you?
Yeah.
Are we about to get romantic here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll strike first with her. Yeah, I mean, I think she's absolutely fantastic. But you are right. It's an Alarielle army, or it's not,
Yes.
I guess. You don't kind of casually splash her in.
No.
Not
600
at,
points.
Not at 600 points. We go to the next one. Again, we're just touching upon these. We go to the Arc Revenant.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Arc Revenant also got a significant change. Like, stylistically, I think he's...
I like it better.
Yeah.
It was really weird having a guy that flies with 12-inch move supporting Kurnoth units that were moved 5.
Yeah.
It was just odd. Now it makes way more sense him supporting the Gossamet archers.
Yes.
I quite like it. I haven't actually played with him yet. I've been thinking about it. My biggest struggle is picking which of the core infantry units to revolve around.
They're almost like different armies.
They're different armies.
Yeah.
I've almost found like the army's changed from like defining itself by what hammer you bring to which infantry unit you build around.
I mean, ultimately, we're saying the same thing, I think, no?
I guess.
Is that not just hammers? Like, if you're going Kurnothi scythes and you're just taking stuff that kind of supports that's supporting your hammer. If you take the Lancer Revenants or the Dragonflies, you're kind of revolving around that too, no?
I guess. It's like the supporting different support heroes you can bring, like the Grove Guardian, turning your Revenants into bombs.
Yes.
Really does discourage you from bringing Kurnothi.
Yeah. Dryads, actually. You can explode the Dryads as well.
No, you can't.
Oh, they're not Revenants?
No, they're not.
Oh, I thought they were.
No, so it's just Revenants. So
it's just the half-elves.
Yes. Yes.
Half-tree, half-elf.
Ghost elves.
Ghost elves, whatever. The spirit of elves.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, that's interesting. I thought that maybe the Dryads.
Oh, no. If they did, the Dryads would be so good. So good. So good.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
We'll get to why we think Dryads are good in a second, but this guy's also got a really interesting ability. It's a reaction. You declare a fight ability for this unit. So it actually stipulates that after you fight, you get to then move 2d6 inches out of the way. Just peace out.
Yep. Really good.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I find my thinking with the Gossamids is to run 2 groups of 10. You only get to shoot. You get to move with both, shoot with both, and then his ability triggers. You can shoot with another one. That's cool. And then he gets to screw off. I think it's just like, I don't know. It's not. The Gossamet archers are 3s and 4s, -1/1 with crit auto wound, which is good.
Yeah, it is.
I just find this is more of a. You bring the Gossamet archers for what you want the Gossamet archers to be doing.
I think it's control the board.
Control the board,
Yeah.
light shooting. They get to redeploy when they shoot.
The shooting is bonus.
Yeah, bonus. And then he's more of a 100-point cherry on top.
Yeah. I dig him. I dig him. Not going to be my obvious choice I dive in initially.
Yeah.
Like, the book is so good, folks, that when you're ripping through deciding what to grab,
There's not really wrong answers.
yeah, but you're also not grabbing this guy initially because everything is like so exciting
Yeah.
and so interesting. Speaking of exciting and interesting, let's talk about Belthanos.
Oh no.
Belthanos.
That's
now,
it, baby.
we have differentiating opinions on this man.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear what you guys think. But Belthanos, he's a 12-inch movement,
Yep.
14 health,
Yep.
5 control because he's a monster,
Yep.
3-up save.
Yep.
It's 3-up save. Now, he's got an ability to basically give all Kurnothi an additional 2. He sees himself with that, so he actually has a 14-inch move.
Yeah. Which is good.
But you don't dig him.
I don't dig him. I played Belthanos a lot last edition. Every one of my army lists had him in it.
What's his name?
Belthanos. Belly boy.
Forgotten already.
No. The middle child. No. The 100%. And like using his attack profile, I found the only thing I was confident sending him after were 5-man units of like 2 wound infantry or whatever. Like I was never expecting him to do more than 10 damage to like an easy target.
Right.
Every time he ever went up against something that was actually like had some meat to it, he would bounce off it or he would die. That's what I found. So like his damage profile is not the reason I ever took him. The reason I took him was because of the enchanting terrain plus the run and charge, which was like the reason that he was a utility piece for me.
Run and charge was huge. Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
And now he kept the same damage profile, which is okay, but he lost the buffing. The +2 move to Kurnoth is great.
It is very good, yeah.
But if you're bringing scythes, you want to use strike first defensively. If you're bringing swords, why are you bringing swords when you can just bring cavalry?
I don't know if I agree with you there. I mean, there's nothing wrong with charging with sides.
Yeah, no, you can, 100%.
Yeah,
but
going from movement, what are they, 5?
They move 6 now.
They move 6, go to
So you can
movement
go
8?
8. You can go 8.
That is
But
not,
But
that's not a joke. Like, that's pretty cool.
But why?
Why move 8?
No. I know why you move 8. Why bring Belthanos for your 1 unit of scythes to just move 8?
No. I really should allow you to keep on fleshing out. I'm obviously sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So you don't like him because he's not the technical
utility that he was.
Yeah.
There's other units, there's new units now that have that technical utility that I need.
Yeah.
Lady of Vines costs 280. Her utility is amazing.
She's a 2-cast wizard.
She's a 2-cast, yeah.
We'll get to her after,
Yeah.
but yeah, she's way different.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for my play style, I prefer that.
I will give props to Belthanos because that Belthanos that you're referring to clocked over 300.
Yes. He was like 340.
Yeah. This guy's 290.
Yeah.
290 for 14-inch moving, 14 wound, 5 OC, 3 up save.
He does stuff.
Monster.
Yep.
That's still grasshoppers.
Yes. He still flips.
The grasshopper move is gotta be still on a die roll, right? They didn't take that away.
Bad
it's
D3.
on a 2. It is a bad D3. It is a real D3. So it is on a 3+, basically. But he's a little assassin.
Yes.
In essence.
Yeah, he's an assassin.
At 290, he's the only other one of like 2 units that could strike and fade as well.
Mm-hmm.
So before you had to be within shadows of trees, right?
Yes, he doesn't
This
care.
one, he no longer cares.
As long as he
just
charged.
YOLO, as long as he charged, he could though grasshopper,
Yep.
do his little assassin ability, and go peace out, bam, over across the table.
Yes.
I really like this guy.
Yeah.
290?
Yeah.
290, I'm all about it. Guess what? We're going to talk about lists later. He made my list. We'll talk about why in a bit. But it's, I just really, really like him. I'm not saying he's the best, and I don't know if I would use it outside of the list I built to be completely fair.
If you're running 2 groups of 6 Kurnoth, then I would seriously consider him. If you're only running 1 or none, I wouldn't.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so the next frame or slide should be the Branch Witch. So what do you think of this little lady?
Handing out the +1 to wound is nice.
She's changed a lot.
Sylvaneth.
She's changed
Yeah,
a lot. She
yeah.
lost her first strength.
Yes. Unlike
That's okay.
Sylvaneth have really kept true to the elves wound on 4s.
Yeah.
So giving +1 to wound, good. The 3 up, it's okay. It's fine. It's an ability. That's all she really does. It's once per turn army.
Yeah, once per turn army.
Yeah, and it's my hero phase.
Correct.
So you can't. So I don't know. It feels.
Does it last until your beginning of 3+? Add 1 to the wound roll combat attacks for target enemy unit for the rest of the turn. It's not even until your beginning.
So your hero phase, to end a turn.
Yeah.
3 up, and that's all she does.
Yeah.
She also has. She's also a level 1 wizard, but
She's 100 points.
There's better options.
I think this is the only loser.
Yes, I think so.
Like, I just don't see I would ever.
It's incredibly mid. There's better things. There's better things.
I don't even know if she's mid.
No, she's bad.
I didn't realize her ability.
I was being nice to the fictional
Yeah.
scroll.
No, but I mean, like, if it's till the rest of the turn,
Yeah.
it's not like that's a destruction spell. Like, it should be And it does. It
A
happens on
destruction
the
spell
board.
would go off on a 4-up.
Yeah. Like, they had no love for this little lady. I'm not sure why. But no, I think this is not so good. But speaking of opposite of that is Drycha.
Opposite of bad is good.
Now, they're currently, at the moment of this recording, the Scourge Ghyran War Scrolls are in play.
Yep.
But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to touch upon it, but we're not going to talk about that in any detail. We're going to talk about the one in the book.
Yes.
What do you think about the one in the book?
I like it. She's really, really good.
Yeah.
Like when you do the math between the Ghyran one and this one, damage is the same. Obviously, the Ghyran ignores wards, which is a big difference, but the damage is the same.
Yeah.
Drycha's utility, stopping run abilities, stopping retreating abilities,
Yeah.
incredibly useful.
Yeah.
Her spell, pick 3 units within creeping overgrowth, do D3, good D3 damage, excellent, especially for like popping off wizards.
3 enemy units.
3 enemy units.
Yeah. She could just go do just splash
D3,
damage.
D3, D3. Useful. Like,
Cast on a 7.
okay, yep. And then, but her main selling point, I would say, is her charge ability. She picks an enemy unit within the creeping overgrowth. You do a charge roll, and then if the enemy unit is that distance, well, plus a ½ inch, that distance from the terrain piece, you do a successful charge and you set up the model. Most of the time, enemy units, especially with how much terrain there is in this game, or the fact I could just place a Wyldwood 3 inches away from the enemy unit, and then I can charge 3 inches from my Wyldwood.
Yeah.
You can create your own charge. Incredibly useful for picking off those things or being on the objective or positioning however you wish. Just useful.
Yeah, I just dig her.
Yeah.
I think when the Scourge Ghyran one does rotate out, I'm not sad.
No.
She's 250 points. She's a wizard as well.
She's literally a scalpel.
Yeah. Like, it's obviously she's a wizard. She casts a spell. So no, she's very good.
Yeah.
She has a good amount of health too. She's 12 wounds.
12 wounds. 3 up armor.
Yeah, and a 3-up armor.
See, this is what I would take with the points for Belthanos.
She doesn't fly. She doesn't move 14 inches.
She doesn't need to. She teleports across the board.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Kind of a little bit different. She doesn't grasshopper either.
No.
She's not quite the assassin that this one is. Sorry, that Belthanos is. Sorry, I apologize. She's just really good.
Yes.
Like, but she's not the Scourge Ghyran one,
No.
which ignores wards.
Yes,
Which is
huge,
by far,
huge.
that's what pretty much edges it out. Until the Scourge Ghyran one does, until it rotates out.
Yeah.
That will be the default, I think
so.
still.
Plus the spell, the +1 wound, +1 attack on bugs is just huge.
Just too good.
Yeah.
But when it does, I think she just got a more support role. Can mix it up, relatively tough.
Yeah.
I like her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really, really good. And then we go to Grove Guardian.
Yeah, this one I've had a tough time with. The rules are good. Like, they're good. The problem I've had is movement. She moves 4. That's what's been killing me. When the army does not teleport a unit in my movement phase anymore. So if I need to get her somewhere, I have to boot it. Yeah. And moving 4 just kind of blows.
So she moves 4.
That's the main
7
drawback.
health, 2 control, 5 up save. So she's
if she moved 6,
anemic, but she is a 2 chant
yes,
priest.
100%. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I found running the Warsong Revenant with the Grove Guardian together has been great. Having 3 chants and the Warsong gives you a reroll each hero phase, excellent.
Yeah.
The other thing has not happened really is her passive of making Revenants explode when they die and do mortal wounds back has not actually come up that much. I found I've been playing people who were able to avoid it. It just, yeah.
And she'd probably be further back. I mean, you're trying to engineer it though all the time,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, like I found with her and the fight first command, you punish your opponent so much for being aggressive that they tend not to be, and it creates this weird dilemma.
She has an ability called Soul Shriek.
Yes, that's the passive. Every time a Revenant unit,
That's the one when it dies.
non-hero Revenant unit dies, if it was within combat range of the unit that killed it, it does mortal wounds back on 5s for each wound. So like Spite-Revenants are 2 wounds. When it dies, if it's within combat range of the attacking unit,
Right.
I would roll 2 dice on 5s to do mortal wounds back.
Yeah.
Useful. It's useful. But I found it just hasn't come up as much as I thought it would, honestly.
She's 220.
She's expensive.
Yeah.
And she moves 4.
I
That's
think
the problem.
that's probably my biggest issue with her. She's 220. Man, I'm not even saying that's the wrong price. The issue is the book is so cool.
There's so many options. It's hard to build
Fit her.
her in.
Yeah, I had a hard time fitting her in lists. Like,
Yeah.
I would have to now design around her,
Yeah.
which is not what I'm going to do. I'm just not going to design around her. She's not so pivotal.
Yeah.
So she doesn't suck, folks. That's not what I'm
No.
implying.
You have to build with her in mind.
Yeah, which is weird. Model's beautiful.
I think, in my opinion, like what I was saying, you kind of, in this new book, you pick an infantry and you build around the infantry.
Yeah.
If you picked Spite-Revenants and you're teleporting across the board, I don't feel, which is what I like. I found she has not been useful at all.
Yeah, because they're operating outside of her influence.
Tree Revenants, who get...
I thought it was Dryads. I thought
yeah,
she could trigger with Dryads.
yeah, I know.
But
If they did, then yeah, it'd be very obvious.
yeah, no, she would be amazing if she triggered that with Dryads.
Tree Revenants are, if they did not charge this turn, they get +1 damage.
Right. We'll get to them in a bit. I know
That, with her, works
be-
really, really well.
All right. Fair
Because the
enough.
Tree Revenants are very much a you come to me infantry, which is where her aura thrives.
All right. Fair enough. Okay, so we're going to touch upon Durthu.
Yeah.
This big bad boy is 6-inch moving.
Which is so much better than the 4-inch before.
Yeah. 14 health, 5 control, 3 up save. Just a beast. 320 points. So, what do you think?
He's a beat stick. He's good. He's tough. He does tons of damage. He murders monsters with the -3 rend. He does a job. Sylvaneth have a problem of there's so many units that can do the same thing that the question of do I want 6 Kurnothi with scythes is what 360 180 times 2,
Yeah.
or is it 190 380? I think it's 380.
We'll get to him after. But yeah.
Does the same job as him,
Yeah.
except it's
More
30
consistent,
wounds.
Better.
More consistent and better. The big thing I like about him is he has a 3-up strike last, which is great. And I think that is the reason you would bring him.
66% of the time, it works every time.
Yeah, Seed of Rebirth coming back on a 3-up on him and then having that strike last utility is nice. I like that. I could feel if you're really trying to spam Dryads and have like massive board control where your hammers need to take up as much smallest amount of space possible to like fit in that sea of wood. I think that could have a place. The problem is that there's other things that do his job better.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Because this guy used to be like one of the go-to.
He was a murder monster, terrifying.
Yeah. And does he do less damage?
Yes. So he has +1 attack, but he has -1 damage. So I guess you could say it's balanced out. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if he
he's
does.
no longer 5 flat,
No, I don't think he does less damage.
but he's 4 flat with 5 attacks.
Yeah.
It's really weird that this guy. I found the same thing, and I built an army list that would naturally fit him, and I couldn't because I was just like, I don't want you.
Yeah.
You don't do enough.
I liked how they seemed to like they gave the treemen much more flavorful and useful rules, which I loved. The problem is they like, here's a unit that you can build an army of, except all of your abilities are once per turn army. So then it's like, okay, so why do I want to bring 3 or 4 tree lords? Their abilities I only can use them once. And there's even a regiment of renown that's built around that.
Well, we're talking about
Yeah.
Durthu, but
Yeah.
it's it's weird that the guy shifted that much. And that's because a lot of the characters actually got uplifted.
Yeah, no, incredibly cool, good rules. It's just he's in that weird void of other things act just like him.
Yeah. Okay, so next slide, Gaio, Lady of Vines. Speaking of things that got lifted.
Yeah, she's become pivotal in my lists. I can see a world where you don't need her and you don't play around her, but
so
I have
just to abbreviate. So before you go, she moves 6, 10 health, 5 control, 4 up save, but a built-in 5 up ward, and she is a 2-cast wizard.
Yes.
Okay, so you love her because
I love her because once per game she can pick a terrain feature and give it an overgrowth token. Now it's like, okay, cool, tons of your thing. Our things in your army do that. The reason why I like that is because the trees, when they select the closest terrain feature that is not controlled by an enemy, she doesn't care. She can pick a terrain feature controlled by an enemy. And like while like if you go via trees, you kind of like do a slow encroach. This can just put a terrain piece right in the heart of the enemy that is yours, and all of your abilities now work through.
And they can't interact with
it. And they can't interact with it. So now all your prayers can come through that area. She once per hero phase, she can pick a terrain piece that has an overgrowth token and cast through it. You can summon endless spells through it, which is just useful. In the previous game, I summoned a tree through an overgrown thing, and
skull root.
A skull root, and now
manifestation.
Yeah, skull root manifestation, and now there's just a -1 to hit aura just sitting in the middle of the field. Very, very useful. Her melee is whatever. Her spear throwing.
What do you say? Whatever. She's pretty good. 6 attacks, 3s. Ren 2, 3 flat damage with
2.
crit. Ren 2, 2 flat damage. I apologize. That is true. That's a big difference. But Ren 2, 2 flat damage, crit mortals.
Yep, it does something.
Yeah, it's not bad. Oh, no, she's not the person you send in, per se. But you can't casually just ignore her.
No. I've actually have not fought with her in combat yet. I found that's not why you bring her. You bring her. She's a level 2 wizard.
Yes.
Her ability to cast through a terrain piece. She has a 5-up ward ability that she gets +1 to cast while she's within the creeping overgrowth.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
She can just give a terrain piece until your next hero phase a 12-inch 5-up ward. So
12-inch around it.
Around it, yes.
Everything of yours, wholly within that.
Yes.
5-up board.
Yes. Amazing.
That's incredibly good.
Yes.
Yeah. No, she's fantastic, and she's a gorgeous model.
Yes, that too.
And literal right-hand maiden of Alarielle.
Yeah.
If you don't understand that reference, way back when Age of Sigmar was created, she died. Defending Alarielle. Alarielle got moved so much that she literally cut her right hand off. Or is it her left hand? One of the others. Cut her off and brought her back.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why Alarielle has this big talony, woody hand.
Yeah.
Is that she kind of regrew it that way, I guess? I don't know. But that's her. A little part of Alarielle. I think that's a very cool story. Anyway, so now we go into the Tree Lord Ancient.
Yeah. He is probably the best non-unique hero in the book, but level 2 wizard, good.
Amazing.
You're great. You can give him +1 to cast, which is, if you're bringing him, that's what you're doing.
And before you go into more details, again, 6-inch movement model, which is good. 14 wounds, amazing. 5 control, because this is a monster, because it's another tree man. And again, a 3-up save. Like this guy, solid.
Yeah.
Solid. And a 2-cast wizard to boot.
And 2-cast wizard.
All right.
Yeah.
But still not good enough.
No, not good enough. The shooting, okay. Melee's okay. His the biggest thing is his movement phase ability of rezzing back models. That's kind of why you bring him.
Yeah.
The problem I have with his ability is that he does not bring back half a unit of Kurnoth. He brings back 1 model of Kurnoth, which is the problem. Because he can bring back a Tree Lord at half health, which is great, because the Tree Lord will just heal. Or he brings back 1 model of Kurnothi, which is what breaks my heart. If it was half a unit of Kurnothi, I would bring him in my list. He would be 100% in there.
Can he bring back a Kurnothi that's already been brought back by something else? Is there any other way to
I
bring
think
Kurnoth back?
I'm pretty sure there's an FAQ that replacement units can't be replaced.
Right? It's a universal rule, right?
I'm pretty sure.
And I don't think there is a way to bring back Kurnoth.
No, in this book there's not. This is the only way to bring back Kurnoth,
Okay.
but you bring back one singular model, which is okay. And you're giving up an overgrowth token, which is your strategic value, to do that.
He could bring back a Tree Lord.
Yes, that is very useful.
Yeah.
If you're playing with Tree Lords.
Yeah. So if you're doing the whole Walk of the Ents.
Yes. If you're doing that, it makes sense.
You can bring back a Tree Lord, which I think is the main driver.
Yes. Yeah.
But that's a whole list in and of itself at that point.
And then it's also like your Tree Lords move 6 and they can't teleport. So how quickly are they dying? So how
6
many?
is solid. They're all 14 wound models. All of them are pretty tough as well. Interesting list.
Yeah.
I've got to it because, well, everything else is just so shiny that you haven't got to that part yet. But it'd be interesting to see if you could do a whole ant army and.
No, like I would like to do that, honestly.
It sounds cool.
Looks fun.
All right, so next slide we have the Warsong Revenant. All right, so Warsong Revenant also experienced a huge change. Decided to throw away the books.
Yep.
Didn't want to be a nerd anymore.
No.
Is a man of faith now.
Yes.
So this is a 6-inch
Saw
moving.
the light.
He saw the light. 6-inch moving model, 7 health, 2 control because he's a hero. A flyweight, 5-up save, but has a built-in ward of 6. 150 points. Is a 1-chant priest.
Yes, I love it. It's probably my favorite utility piece. 6-up ward all the time. All Sylvaneth units wholly within 12. Great, but the reason, the lobster, the best part.
It's not the best part.
Is the best part. Subtracting your enemy's wards by 1.
It's terrible.
It's the best.
That's terrible.
It's such a good feeling, and
literally the worst.
He plays Nurgle. It's been
the worst.
It's been great.
Yeah, the reduction because
your pain is my pleasure.
You mean are you slightly within 12 inches of me? Oh, yes. -1 to your ward.
12.
But do you have to roll a die for that?
No.
No. Is it 1 unit within 12? No, just all of them.
Yes.
Everything within 12.
Yes.
So
150 points.
Freaking annoying.
It's amazing. I get hyper aggressive. I've gone to giving her the Seed of Rebirth because of how many times I just throw the Warsong Revenant down the table to just give the enemy army just -1 to ward.
It's stupendously good.
Also, the reroll chanting roll of once per hero phase.
Yeah.
Which means if you're countercasting and you're trying to chant, it's great.
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
She re-rolls that. Oh, if any of you have priests, nothing worse than spending a CP than
rolling a 1.
Oh man,
It hurts my soul. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing, I don't know if there's anything worse than that.
There's nothing worse.
A redeployment when you roll a 1. I think that's also a giant feel bad.
Yeah.
Spending a CP then rolling a 1 to redeploy.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking. Warsong Revenant is extremely good.
In every one of my lists. Yeah.
There's really not much more to
auto include.
Yeah, there's not much more to say. All right, so those are the heroes.
Yeah.
Before we get into the heroes, we got Sean Blakey. This is my boy. Durthu is my goat. Do you think he's still really, really good though?
He's good. He's not a bad model. He's got good rules. Has good damage.
Beautiful.
The model's beautiful.
Yeah.
Good rules. Does damage. It's just other things do it better for the same price point. Yeah.
Pastaman. I'm not used to AOS. I'm just here to be here. This is so complex compared to 40K. Does make me consider looking into it though, because I do like complex systems. It's funny. It really isn't more complex than 40K.
It's this army.
This is a lot of little layers and a lot of little rules. If you want to compare this to something in 40K, compare it to like maybe AdMech.
I also overanalyze. I really think deeply into. This is why I played the army, the last edition.
Yeah.
You had to be so on point with everything.
There's a lot of rules.
Otherwise, you just got murdered. Yeah.
A lot of triggers, right? Possibly also amazing models, I will say, absolutely. Sean Blakey at 4 if you run a unit of 6. 4 if you run a unit of 6. He must have been commenting on something else we said.
4 if you run a
for
unit
Kurnoth.
of 6.
For Kurnoth. Expand. If you could expand. Oh. He says Postman. He says I see. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's referring to. It probably was something we said throughout the whole entire thing. All right. I'm sure he'll jump on the chat if he wants us to expand upon it. All right, so let's now talk about the infantry units. Yeah. We are going to start with Dryads.
Dryads are great. Dryads are so good, and they got better.
All right, so hold on one second.
Yeah.
This is a 6-inch moving unit. So again, all these movements are great.
Yeah.
1 health, that's fine. It's just a little Hamadreth unit. 1 control for each lady, that's fine. A 5-up save for 90 points. That's a fine stat. She had 2 attacks, 4s and 4s, no rend. This is not spectacular in any other way.
Nope.
But it is spectacular. Why is it spectacular?
-1 to hit, -1 to wound all the time.
Within.
From shooting. Within creeping overgrowth.
Yes.
But it's against shooting, it's against close combat.
Yeah.
Most of the time, those abilities are against one of those things.
Yes.
This is just all the time.
Yeah. A very forgiving way to give it.
Yes.
Too. Being within the creeping overgrowth.
You get to res back D3. You're always going to be in creeping overgrowth. If your Dryads are not in creeping overgrowth, you're playing them wrong.
Yeah.
So basically, you're going to get D3 back every end step. If you have the Scourge of Ghyran season of burgeoning or whatever, you get to bring back D6. Sorry, another 3. So you get to bring D3 plus 3 back.
Oh yeah, with the Scourge Ghyran specific detachment.
So you just get so many Dryads back.
At the time of this recording, it's still in play, but even without that, the Dryads are great.
Yeah, I found Dryads can actually do damage if you give them +1 to wound, which is your unlimited spell from the spell lore. 2 attacks. There's 20. You're going to bring 20 in a unit. That's 41 attacks, 3s and 3s, no rend, 1 damage. It's not going to murder everything, but for
it's not another.
For a little unit of 180 points,
180 for 20 models.
It'll go through stuff.
Yeah, and you compound that with like the auras from those aforementioned characters, like a 5-up ward.
Yep.
From Lady of Vines.
Yep.
Just spitting out that at also -1 to wound, and also -1 to hit. That seems like a Plague Bearer level of durability.
I was fighting a hero Lumineth army of like 3s and 3s, 3s and 2s, like 2s and whatever, like just amazing, great stats. And my opponent was killing my free trees, the faction train, rather than fight my Dryads. So I had heroes worth like 500, 600 points of enemy heroes, not killing my little 180 point unit because it was not worth doing.
Because it's so hard to kill.
And they were killing my free faction train instead.
Yeah.
And
it was more relevant.
And I was still controlling the objective. So like that's what that unit does, and that's why you bring it. It's just you put it on an objective and you just make your opponent pay to take it.
I've been there.
Yes.
Facing off against your Dryads, and then I'm looking at trees like, I have to kill that tree to get rid of this bull crap, or else I can't lift them.
Yeah. People have been saying run 80 Dryads. I would rather shoot myself, but I can see like from like a gaming standpoint where that's amazing.
Yeah.
It would be super annoying to go through. It's just,
I love Dryads.
It's just, do I want to own 80 Dryads? I don't.
I think
I own
Dryads.
40.
I think Dryads make 1 unit. Dryads make every single.
1 unit of 20 is amazing.
I think makes every single list
excellent
so far.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it should. I'm just.
And you can res it back for a CP.
Yeah, half of them come back.
Yeah, you get 10 back. It's a great.
That's amazing. Okay, so next slide, we got Gossamid archers. These are the little half elves on the little bug wings.
Yeah.
This is a 12-inch moving model, which is awesome. 2 health. Apparently, the bug adds a health to the whole entire thing. 1 control, 5-up save, 120 points. So not super cheap, not super expensive either.
Still pretty good.
This is mostly a ranged unit.
Yep.
And that's because it's got a 12-inch range, 2 attacks, 3s, 4s, 1 rend, which is very solid, 1 damage. It does have crit auto wound, and it does have the ability to shoot in combat.
Yeah. So like I was saying, I find this edition is you build around the infantry. Like normally it's like you build around some core cavalry units or some core heroes. You throw in some infantry to be movement blockers or bubble wrap or whatever. I found this Sylvaneth army now is you build more around the infantry. So if you're bringing Gossamid archers, you'll probably want to bring 20, or you want to bring 2 groups of 5 or something. And then you probably want to bring the Arch Revenant hero to
They're
go with
5,
them.
right?
Yeah, 120 for 5.
Yeah, they're 5.
Yeah.
So if you take 10, that's 20 wounds.
Yeah. Moving 12, shooting 12, 24-inch threat range, very respectable. The thing I like about them is that if you in your opponent's shooting phase, you can shoot, and then you get to move d6. So every time they shoot, they get to move d6.
What Kyle's referring to is Zephyr Spites, I believe is how it's pronounced. It's a reaction. You declared a shoot ability for this unit.
Yep.
And of course, that's your own shooting phase. And of course, when you covering fire, that's a shoot ability. After the shoot ability has been resolved, this unit can move d6 inches.
Yep.
It cannot move into combat during any point. But I mean, like, he just moved within range. He then shoot. You then shoot him, and then d6 back.
Yep. It's useful. Like the shooting stat isn't like going to break the game, but I find it's definitely a utility infantry piece.
Yeah, it's a control little piece.
Yeah, I
can't
think
redeploy and do this because redeploy doesn't allow you to shoot.
Yep.
But it's a built-in redeploy with shooting.
Yep.
So to speak.
It's a 2 CP for it's a 2 thing for 1 really.
Yeah, and you can redeploy somewhere else.
Yep.
And then do this that doesn't cost any CP.
Yep.
And they're relatively durable.
Yep. And you also if you let's say you rezzed back into turn, and the next shooting, and then your let's say in your next turn or something, you could shoot and then move d6. Like it's something.
Yeah, it's not nothing. At 120 points, so what is it? 240 for 20 wounds?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if I'd run 2 units.
That's the question. It's the hero, the Arch Revenant. It's kind of like why are you taking this? Why are you taking Gossamids? And then what do you want them to do?
Yeah.
Are you movement blocking with them? Are you trying to shoot things to death with them? That's kind of the question. And if you're bringing Gossamids, why aren't you bringing Dryads or Spite-Revs? It's kind of the infantry. All the infantry are so good.
Yeah.
That it's really hard to decide which one to pick and what to build around.
Technically, I think I liked them a little bit more before. When you declared a charge, they were able to shoot you
and then
move
Yeah.
out. It happened on a 3+, granted.
Yep.
So he completed a charge, you just shoot him in combat and then move out.
Yeah.
Which meant you weren't going to be able to attack at all. In this, at the end of it, you shoot, you move d6, you can still be charged.
Yeah.
So like I said, this army is a lot more fair
Yes.
than it used to be.
Yep.
The other thing they used to do was, fairly unfair.
The other thing I like about them is they have shoot in combat.
They do have shoot in combat.
Even if your opponent has a good play, tags things,
you
can still get some money.
And their shooting is decent.
You get some value out of them.
Yeah, 120 points.
It's a weird place.
Yeah, it seems a little too expensive. But I mean, you have to be really careful. I mean, they moved 12, man.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Interesting unit. Okay, so speaking of interesting units, we got Kurnothi. Kurnoth hunters with great bows.
Bad.
Now,
next.
6-inch movement, 5 health, 2 control, 4+ save. It went from anti-hero sniping
Anti-cavalry.
to anti-cavalry.
I don't know. Are they hunting?
I'm not saying that's
Are
not
they
hunting.
hunting deer? Is that?
They have an 18-inch range, so good range. Combined with a 6-inch move, that is actually really deep.
Incredibly average.
2 shots apiece from 3 models.
Bad.
So six dice.
Yeah.
3s and 3s, 1 Ren, which is good.
7 dice because they have a champion.
Oh, sorry, pardon me. 3s and 3s, 1 Ren, 2 flat damage.
Yeah.
If you shoot a cav, you can
2.
You can get to 2 rend. They're 200.
That's the
points.
thing. That's what does it.
200.
It's
points.
like, okay, so I want a tank unit that can kind of shoot. Why? I can't teleport it anymore. That's the problem. Like before, like the main argument for them before was you could teleport them wherever you needed them, and then shoot in a very important hero. So you got value.
The hero was the big deal. Like,
This
they acted like
is
snipers.
too. Their bonus abilities. If this unit was not set up this turn, or has not moved this turn, it's something restrictive.
Steady aim.
Yeah.
If this unit has not used a move ability this turn and was not set up this turn, also add 1 to the hit roll so the unit's shooting. So you can kind of get a built-in all-out attack.
Obscuring is very prevalent in this season pack.
It is, to be fair, it is.
And their shooting is very mid. It's very okay.
It is.
For 200 points, I don't like it.
When you finally get an opportunity to actually shoot someone, they are doing mid.
Like, their shooting ability, is it any shooting phase or your shooting phase?
Once per turn army. It's army as well.
Once per turn army.
Your shooting phase.
And it doesn't even offset covering fire.
I mean, why couldn't it just have been
any shooting? Any shooting phase.
Why'd it have the army even?
I know.
Like, what are you preventing me from doing?
Yeah.
Really leveraging this 200-point unit of just meh?
If they had like some sort of built-in teleport ability, I could see an argument for it.
I don't even know if I take this at 150.
No.
Like, I'm trying to decide now what would I do with an army that is built, I think, fairly.
If you're going to shoot,
well.
if you want to shoot stuff, take Osmond archers.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll move on to the next one, and this is the Kurnoth Hunters now with great swords, not to be confused with great bows. They still move 6, they still 5 health, they still 2 control, 4 up save, but this time they carry a sword.
Yeah.
That's right, S words. And we got 4 attacks.
Which is good.
3s and 3s, 1 rend solid, 2 damage, crit mortal.
Yep.
So 6 of them, 24, 25 attacks with crit mortals.
No, it's a good unit.
That's not bad.
The only downside, again, everyone's going to have their preference on what type of units to use. The Kurnothi with great swords or the Kurnothi that want to charge. Their combat ability is that they do mortal wounds if they charge this turn.
Yeah, they get like a impact.
Yeah, which is good. And they have tons of attacks and crit mortal and 3s and 3s neg 1/2 is a good rule a good stat.
They reduce rend, but I think so do
all of them. All Kurnothi reduce rend while they're in the creeping overgrowth, which is good.
Yeah. Which is very good,
really good.
Actually. With a 4-up save makes it really good.
The problem with the great swords is if I want an offensive hammer that needs to be charging, I would rather spend the points on bugs. Because the Lancers can strike and fade.
Also 200 points.
Also,
this unit is also
cost the same amount of points.
Yeah.
Same number of wounds, same armor. It doesn't have the -1 rend, granted, but it moves 12.
Yeah.
12 versus 6 is a huge difference.
Yeah.
A very, very similar damage output, almost identical damage output, identical cost. Strike and fade, great technical piece, I think.
Movement, pretty
yes.
much.
You could just say movement. You could just say movement.
You could, even if it was a little bit worse damage, I'll still take the movement.
Good unit, just not as good for what you want it to do.
In the same book. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, now we go into, I think, our favorite Kurnoth, which would be the Kurnoth Hunters with scythes.
Yes, reaping your opponent's tears.
And that would be great scythes. So these are, for whatever reason, 190 points.
Yes.
The cheapest option.
Yes, the best one is the cheapest option.
Same stats though, 6 move, 5 health, 2 control, 4 up save, except now they have a scythe, 3 attacks, so the least
one
number
less.
of attacks?
Yeah, at least the number of attacks.
3's 3s, rend 1, but
Anti-charge.
3 flat damage.
Excellent.
And anti-charge. So anti-charge adds, if you charge me or if you charge at all, I get +1 rend, so which means I'm now rend 2, 3 flat damage.
And you do mortal wounds when you're charged. You do, it's the exact same rules as the swordsman, 1 dice per model at charge on a 3-up do mortal wound, except you don't need to have you need to be charged for the scythes, so it's a defensive ability, which is better.
Yeah. I don't know about better. I like offense more than I like defense, personally. But this is cool.
I kind of view it as the swords need to make a charge roll, while the scythes need your opponent to make a charge roll. Yeah,
but I mean, like I dig it the fact that you could put the position second round when they come at you. You get a perk.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the fact that I can potentially move 8 with the Kurnoth to do impacts and then crit mortals with swords.
Yep.
Is cool.
I mean, you like destruction armies.
I do like destruction armies. It's a word on the street. I'm a big fan of destruction, but I do like this unit. But actually,
see this
both offensively.
This plays
and
like an order
defensively. This guy?
Defensive-y, yeah.
3s? Well, yeah, 3s right
Anti-charge.
there. He's not hitting on 4s.
Yeah.
No, I really do like the great sights quite a bit.
Yes.
And I do have 6 of them, so
Yeah. My opinion is if you're running Kurnothi, this is the best way to do it.
I think so.
I feel with the new Strike First command, you want a unit, a pivotal unit that your entire point of it is to use that command, and then you want a unit that's your hammer you're gonna go send out, and then you're either going to do what's the command ability where you get to move at the end of turn, you push through.
Oh, power through.
Power through.
Yeah. You mean charge with sides
Yes.
or whatever?
You want one unit that's
Yeah.
the job of that unit is to use your strike first command.
Yeah.
And then you want a unit where their job is to either power through or strike and fade. And that's
Yeah.
kind of feel.
It makes this unit terrifying. to
Yes. Yes.
So you still have
Damage
access
3.
to that allegiance ability that allows you to spend a CP to strike
Yeah.
first. When you're also unlocking an
Yeah.
extra rend, these guys are like kryptonite. You are
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, I don't.
Make
How do
two.
I get around this unit? Because I don't want to charge it."
It's like you charged me.
Yeah.
Now you're using all that defense.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
No, it's really, really good. I really, really like that unit. It really puts you in a conundrum. All right, Gaio, sorry for jumping around, my friend. I'd like to thank Gaio. Again, my man is in the DJ booth spinning the tune so we can actually get this thing going. We are now going into the next War Scroll. It is the Spite-Revenants. Spite-Revenants, like the story goes throughout this book, have changed drastically as well. They're a 6-inch movement, 2 health, 1 control, 5 up save. Not a lot of changes there.
Nope.
They are 80 points.
Yes.
Also not a lot of change there.
No.
But their ability has changed dramatically. So first off, their attacks. 3 attacks, 3s and 4s, no rend, but crit mortal wounds. Not a real change there. But what's the big change?
So, Sylvaneth as an army lost the ability to teleport a unit in each of your movement phases. Their ability is now that they can teleport in your movement phase. So that's kind of their job now. Their job is to go teleport, take objectives, be in the opponent's back line. And when they do teleport, they get +1 to charge. So they get to charge on 8s, being 9 inches away, which is good. A group of 10 of them can kill mostly any support hero.
Yeah, because they have crit mortal still.
Yeah, 31 attacks, 3s and 4s
3
is
attacks.
not bad.
Yeah,
And
it's
31
awesome.
attacks of crit mortals will kill, that's like what, an average of 5 mortals? So on average, you...
3, yeah, 5.
Uh,
5 plus the damage.
So on average, you kill a hero with just mortals.
Yeah. Little assassins.
Pick up small screening units, be the screening units themselves, just useful. And at 80 points for 5, they are
60 points for 10.
right now. They are the infantry that I'm building around. I run 25 of them, 10, 10, 5, and I have not been disappointed. They do the job.
Yeah, they're very good.
I turn 1, teleport 5, score first thing on scouting. Turn 2, teleport another 1. Turn 3, teleport another 1. You just yeet them into your opponent. You don't need a charge. You can just be a barrier. Because you lose 1 turn 1, you res it back turn 2. You lose 1 turn 2, you res it back turn 3. Each turn, the goal is to delay your opponent and lose 1 unit. And that's fine, because you just res it back.
Yeah. And they combine really well for battle tactics.
Yes.
Scouting being
force.
The prominent one.
Yes. I in my army, I have 5 units for scouting force, and 4 of them res back.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard to stop me scoring scouting.
Yeah. They're also really good for Master of the Pass.
Yes.
If you needed to assassinate a hero.
Those are the 2. I'm running scouting force and Master of the Paths.
Yeah. They're just, and the models are sick, so I dig them. I gotta say, it kind of ticks me off a little bit. I hate when they do this type of stuff. And what I mean by that is, it used to be tree revenants. They used to be the teleport. Everyone had them.
Just bait and switch.
And no one really did the spite. And now they just took that ability to give the spites so that customers will now
buy spites.
Get spites. It's
welcome to the capitalist machine.
Yeah, I get it. It's just, man, I'm glad they still have the ability. Meaning the army still has the ability.
Yes. I'd be very sad if my Sylvaneth lost teleporting. I'd just be like, I'm just 5 up save infantry with nowhere to go. I'm dwarves.
No, this is good. I'm glad they have it. It just, So the next unit is the Twist Wield.
Yeah.
This is a 6-inch moving unit, 2 health, 1 control, 5 up save, 120 points
For 16 wounds.
for 16 wounds.
Yep.
So this is really efficient amount of
It's
wounds
the most efficient amount of wounds.
for the points.
Yeah.
In fact, man in the States there, Mr. Who was it? Is it Grigor? I'm pretty sure it was Grigor that did it. And he brought a ton of twist wields and just rocked. He's just like, this is the most efficient points.
Yep.
Just period, plain and simple.
That's how I feel about the unit. Is the rules are
Got a bit of shooting.
the rules do stuff. It does. It's whatever. The reason you're bringing it is it's the most point efficient wound model.
Yeah.
Wound per model.
It does have a special rule. I don't even know what it is, really.
They
It's
can
a once per
infect.
turn army, end of any turn. Pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit. It can
Yep.
get infested.
Yep.
And then the enemy units cannot move more than 6 inches when using
Yep.
non-charge move.
So
And it's such a weird ability.
the good thing about it is when you give someone infested, they have infested for the rest of the game. However, infested doesn't do anything unless that ability is on the field. So the cool thing about it is that you could theoretically suicide that unit, give something infested, and then when you res that unit back across on the other side of the table, now its ability, because the unit never lost infested, but now because of that unit's keyword, infested now does something. So a lot of War Scroll abilities that give keywords.
Hold on one second. I just
Yeah.
thought of something.
Yeah.
Complete your thought.
Yeah.
Then I'll...
A lot of units that give like infested keywords or infected or whatever, once that unit's dead, that keyword ceases to matter. The one cool thing about this is that it's attached to a unit that can bring itself back. That your faction ability can bring back. Yeah. So then that keyword means something, especially when that unit's now on the other side of the table.
Yeah.
The problem with it is that it's once per turn army, and it's an end of turn, meaning that that unit needs to have lived. And with a 5-up save, maybe? It's 16
right.
wounds.
So here's the thing. I just clicked as in real time as we did this. Grove Guardian.
You mean mortal wounds out?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You just have this blob in front of the Grove Guardian.
Yeah.
You're now using their abilities because they have range attacks.
They do.
A little bit of little splash.
It's a little splatter.
Little splatter of stuff. I don't even know what this means. It's got Voracious Swarm. I think that's only off
Only
of
the
one.
champion.
And then a Warden's Bow, which I
Which-
think is only one other model as well.
Yes, which I find really annoying.
It's so weird. So there's basically 8 shots coming from this unit.
Yep.
3s, 4s, rend 1 damage. They both have all the same profile.
Yep.
One can shoot in combat, the other cannot. So once it's engaged, but you can use them as fencing for the Grove Guardian, and they're not going to outstrip it because they don't
Nope.
teleport.
Nope.
Right? And when they die, they're a Revenant unit. I just checked.
Yep.
They're a Revenant unit, so you can explode back. Is that too much to line up?
No.
Grove Guardian with Twist Wield.
It's not. It's just go to Tree Revenants.
Yeah, we're about to go to that right now.
This
But
is the argument for
this
not doing
is-
that.
No, but this is a lot of wounds.
It
though.
is. It is.
Okay, so all right, let's go to
Yeah.
Tree Revenants. Next one, Tree Revenants. Same profile as all the Revenants, that being 6-inch move, 2 health, 1 control, 5-up save. This is 110 points now. These bad boys have 3 attacks, 3s, 4s, rend 1 damage. But if they did not charge, they do get an additional damage characteristic. Now, the question I got for you is, what is the universe that when they're not
Damage to.
charging, that they're going to be able to get a damage to? Because if I'm charging them, they're just dead.
I strike first.
You spending it here?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Not on the Kurnoth?
No, because they're in the middle of the field.
They're in the middle of the field?
And that's because I have. If I'm running that, like what I said, you build around the army, around the infantry. If I have that, I have 30 of them.
Okay, that's fair. So these guys are units of 5.
Yep.
So you could bang it up to a unit of 10.
10 for 220.
For 220.
Bring 3 of those, 660.
So, assuming, of course, they're not multi-charging across everything. If this is a unit, yeah, they could be.
That's the reason.
But I don't know if I'd want the Grove Guardian to be that deep in. But that's within 12. It's far enough, I guess.
The question, Twister Root,
Twist Wield.
Twister Wields, thank you. Twister Wield are 16 wounds, and that's why you take them.
Yeah.
These guys are 10 wounds for 10 points less, whatever. But damage 2, like when you math hammer it, a unit of 10 of these is almost as effective as 3 scythes. When you give them +1 to wound, they're almost as effective as 6.
Yeah, so the real key thing is the position, so you're only feeding 1 unit at a time to your opponent.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to line up with multiples, because only one of them is going to be able to strike first.
If you create worlds where your opponent is sucking in multiple units of Tree Revenants, you're not really thinking about that combat. You're thinking about, so let's say this is going to be a combat that lasts for 2 turns or 3 turns.
Right.
You're going to have 3 turns where I have damage 2 weapons. Because you res back models, right? The Tree Revenants, they heal. You can bring back 2 wounds of units end of every turn.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
It's
maybe
damage
having
2.
both,
Yeah.
right? Have a twist wheel here, a twist wheel here, and then Revenants in the other.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Tree Revenants in the center.
Yeah, I find the
And
Tree
then
Revenants.
maybe, oh man, that's a lot of points. But that's
I know.
kind of neat. I'm kind of digging that. Around that priest though.
Yep.
Like if all of them are just, because you could put lots of units
Yep,
within the
only
shadow
within
of 12,
Yep.
of 12 inches. You could encircle her.
Yep.
That seems, now she's like starting to carve a spot. But you're
Yep.
right, she only carves a spot if.
Yep. The Tree Revenants really shine when they're buffed. The becoming 3s and 3s, -1/2, the 31 attacks, 3s, 3s, -1/2
That's, yeah.
for 220.
Yeah.
That's the selling point.
That's power.
That's an absurd amount of damage for what
So
that unit
power
costs.
in the middle, durability,
Yeah.
kind of like anchoring it maybe?
Yeah. But
Is there a list there? I didn't design that list.
I don't know. It's there. It's a thing. It works.
Theoretically it works.
Theoretically, it works. But then again, it's like I'm saying, you build the army around the infantry.
Okay, we got the chat exploding. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. All right, so let's now see if I can just quickly rip through this. Let's look at Damien. Damien, if you want a simple use IJ, yes, sort of. IJ is actually funny. Iron Jaws is a funny army, not that simple actually to play. There is a lot happening in that book as well, weirdly. But I guess we'll get to that at another point. Dryads bring 80, enough said.
Yeah.
That was Psy. And then we got Doodles. Dryads are 3s to hit and 4s to wound.
Yep.
They are indeed. Sean Blake, bringing back models
Yep.
with TLA. If it's a unit of 6 hunters, do you get 4 back?
For what?
TLA. TLA is short form for
For the Tree Lord Ancient?
Tree Lord Ancient.
So when the Tree Lord Ancient reses back Kurnothi, he reses back 1 singular model of Kurnothi. So if you had a unit of 6, you get 1 guy.
And you can't really rally from that,
Nope.
right?
Well, because it's a unit, it's a replacement unit of 1.
Of 1.
There's nowhere to go. Yeah. Because it doesn't say bring back her replacement unit at half strength or.
Oh, sorry. Doodles is saying the book is correct, the app is wrong. So meaning saying it's 3s to hit, 4s to wound.
Yeah.
The app was a bit off. If I read, sorry for.
Yeah, 3s
misreading.
and 4s, and if you cast a +1 wound spell, they're 3s and 3s.
Yeah. Psy, archers are cool, I guess, but that could be more Dryads. You're not wrong. I really like Dryads. You're talking to choir. I don't think we're going to argue to say that Dryads are bad. I just love I think they're the perfect amount of points too, as well.
Yeah.
Psy, 33-12, so 33-12, is that what you're saying? Is holy profile? Oh, no. He's saying 3 attacks, 3s, -1, 2 damage. That's what he's saying. Sean Blake, do you guys get it? Did I miss your response? Yes, we got your response, Sean. Thank you. And then Psy, strike the first into dead. Dead? Either I'm misreading
I'm
it or...
assuming he means that if you have the Tree Revenants or the Kurnothi or whatever, and you just have strike first, you just kill
dead.
You.
Yeah, that's very fair, yeah. Brian Spilario, I'm completely mispronounced your name, I apologize. Just one of the 5 elven armies that are all excellent, faced off against new Sylvaneth and it's hard to think they aren't excellent. I would agree.
Yeah.
I don't think they're nuts, though. I don't think they're
not.
overpowered.
They're not overpowered. It's like the army's incredibly interactable. The strike first ability is really, really strong, and it's probably the most uninteractable ability.
Yeah.
But if you just charge 2 units into they can't use the ability.
Just hit them with 20 black bears.
Sure, yeah. Or that too. That works too.
Then we got Brian's expanding on that point. Since they are ignoring rend in many places, you have to hit them with a weight of dice. It's all annoying. He's talking about, I'm guessing, against Sylvaneth. All this depends on the battle plan. They have everything they needed to win every time. Yeah, I would say they have a lot of tools in their box.
The utility is the control in this army is incredibly strong.
Is very good, yeah. Average Hellsmith played against a Spite-Rev spam. Ooh, you did. That's cool. With Tree Lord list this weekend. Revs are great. Lords were meh.
Yeah, Lords
that
are meh.
was probably where, and then Damien, that Res 1 must be a mistake. Hopefully FAC.
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so.
I feel like it says one model because Tree Lords are one model.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the idea.
Yeah, I think...
Because saying pick a replacement unit at half the number of models, but you have one Tree Lord, they just need to add an extra sentence separately specifying
for
Kurnoth.
Yeah, just bring back 3.
Once they do that, if they say bring back half, that changes so much.
Yeah, that treatment now becomes...
if you're bringing 6 Kurnoth, I would bring a Tree Lord.
Yeah,
Tree Lord
that's
Ancient, 100%.
Yeah, fair enough. Sylvaneth just went 8-0 at the GW event in Europe this weekend. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. Oh, wow. Was that at Maastricht? I can't remember the name.
I don't know.
There was a big, huge GW event. The 40K got covered, of course, as it always is. And our beloved game of Age of Sigmar, unfortunately, didn't get quite as much coverage. Congratulations to the Tyranid player, I guess, though. That guy kicked butt with A&O. But apparently, Tree Lords. The Sylvaneth, also crushing face. That's pretty sweet. Eight games, man.
Yeah.
Undefeated. That is not bad. Okay, let's get to the cavalry options, because here it gets a lot more exciting.
Yep.
Even more exciting, I should say. Revenant Seekers. These are the ones with the sides and the shields.
Yep.
And they're 12-inch moving, 5 health, 2 control, 4 up save. What's more to be said? 180 points. You like them?
Yes. I feel they are not an offensive target. They are more of a mobile tech, so mobile utility. The reason you bring them is that they can just give an enemy unit, no dice roll required, within combat range, -1 to all their attack profiles. So just -1 to attack. Amazing. Put them next to Dryads.
Great.
And say eat grass. Kick rocks.
Kick rocks, yeah.
Their attack output is okay. It's not good. It's not the reason you take them. The 180 points is really nice and cheap. I've been experimenting with lists built around Tree Revenants, about like defensive, like I was saying, 3s, 4s, -1, 2 damage, 31 attacks, with those beside them. Of you hit me, -1 attack, okay, you'll do some damage, I strike first. Between the amount of models I'll take away via the strike first and then -1 attack, I should be weathering that storm decently well. But then this is an entirely defensive strategy. So now I'm going to have to throw myself onto objectives and just sit there and just be like, okay.
Not as dynamic.
Not as dynamic.
Certainly not the very first choice you pick when you're looking at.
It's like I have a feeling I kind of have this. Do I build a hammer list? Do I build a bunker list? Or am I trying to go somewhere in between?
All right. We now go to the Spite Lancers, which are definitely the more aggressive version of them. Same stat, 12-inch move, 5 health, 2 control, save of 4+, but a dramatic difference in points.
Yes.
These are 220 for 3 of these dragonflies. Why are they more aggressive? It's because they unlock extra damage when they charge, and they have crit 2 hits as well when they charge. Not when they charge, they have crit 2 hits, period.
Yes. This is your hammer.
Pretty good.
This is the hammer. this is the hammer. If you want a hammer, this is it. You bring 6 of them, that's your hammer. Enough said. They strike and fade. They hit stuff.
Yeah, this is
stuff
one of the
dies.
few units that can just peace out.
Yeah.
Again, unlike before, where you needed to be within the shadow of trees,
Yeah.
these guys can just YOLO off to the side with their
Yeah.
really fast movement, smash into you,
Yeah.
and then they could just go, oh, you're gone? You don't even need to be there.
Yep.
I can eliminate you entirely, and they could just
As long as
port
you
that.
charged.
As long as you charge. That's the only condition.
You can teleport away.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Because if you killed everything before, you couldn't
Yep.
strike and fade. These guys now have no real conditions other than you have to charge,
Yep.
which they will be doing because they move 12.
Yeah.
And you have spells that can run in charge, right?
Yep. So you can go 18, charge, teleport away. So you don't even need to worry about powering through.
So good.
Yep.
So and you can actually save a power through for somewhere else.
Yep.
Yeah, so good. All right, so those are the 2 cav. The cav are winners
Yep.
for different reasons. Sprite-Rider Lancers, I guess, are the ones that stick out more because they're
Yes.
the easiest one to kind of wrap your head.
You're bringing bugs to be an offensive hammer. Lancers do that textbook. The Revenants, Seekers are defensive, which is
Yeah.
odd for cavalry.
Yeah.
And then you kind of enter a realm of, do I need to give something -1 attack?
What am I building here?
Yeah. Do
What am I building?
I need to give something -1 attack when 6 Kurnothi with scythes just eliminates what I would give -1
just
attack
eat you.
to?
Yeah.
And then you kind of enter that realm. I still like them because with the Glade Guardian, if they die, that's 5 dice of mortal wounds potentially you're giving back. So
Yeah?
it's useful.
Yeah. The Grove Guardian, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we got another War Scroll. We got, I think, only one more War Scroll. Yeah, one more War Scroll in it. I think that's all we're going to do. Tree Lord.
Yeah.
So this is just a standard run-of-the-mill Tree Lord. 6-inch move, because they don't move slow anymore.
Yeah.
14 wounds, 5 control because it's a monster. Again, a 3-up save.
Yep.
Like every
Tough.
Tree Lord,
Tough.
3-up save, every Tree Lord, 14 wounds, every Tree Lord, 5 control,
Yep.
6 move. This is a 260-point unit. It has a range attack. It has some melee attacks, which are actually pretty decent melee attacks when they hit. And moon.
They're okay.
Okay, so what? At what point do you think makes them better?
It's
Points?
the Harveys of monsters. It's better than McDonald's, but it's okay.
Wow, we just did a commercial right there.
Yeah.
Drop the coin. McDonald's, you suck. Yeah, he's just not spectacular. It's just the problem is so many things are spectacular.
It's his abilities. His abilities are really cool. I can clearly tell love went into the War Scroll. Once per turn army is what kills it. If I want to bring a monster army of like 3 Tree Lords, only one of them gets to use an ability, which is the problem. Because the shooting ability, giving a -1 to hit to an enemy for until my next turn,
Yeah,
great.
that's cool.
And then most monsters can roll, like the auto slay, roll higher than their wound characteristic, just kill something. Most monsters, that range is combat range. For him, it's 10 inches. So he can just pick an enemy unit 10 inches away, and as long as you roll higher than their wound characteristic, you just kill a model. Is good.
260 points good?
If each of them could do it, yes.
If each one could do it, that would be gross.
Yes.
That would be gross.
Yes. If each of them could do it, I could see people running the Regiment of Renown. I could see people bringing multiple Tree Lords.
The big enting.
Yeah. As is, maximum 1, if you're running 1 at all.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
mean, we're about to get into a list, and
Yeah.
none of the Tree Lords made my list.
Yep.
And you could argue it's the list where they would be run in, and I'm still not taking any.
Yep. If they got rid of that once per turn army, I think I might run 1 or 2.
All right, Gaio, can you hear me in the back?
Yeah.
Do you have the slide that's all dark It says the 9th Legion in the top left-hand corner. No? Okay, so I forgot to actually send this to you. We're going to talk about Mr. Kyle's list. We got 2 example lists.
Yeah.
One will be illustrated by his army that's on the field right now. The other one will be done in metaphor by myself. Because I don't typically play Sylvaneth. And by typically, I mean at all. I own, like, so much of the army.
Yep.
But I've never actually busted it out on table. Mostly because Kyle plays. And I don't
why.
want to have Sylvaneth on Sylvaneth.
Yeah, because the one person in the store plays Sylvaneth.
Terrible.
I can't do it. If
I can't do it.
One person plays it.
I don't feel special enough.
No.
Don't feel special enough. All right, so if we could get the camera on Mr. Kyle's army over here on the table. Now, Mr. Kyle built a 1990 point list, right? This is Wargrove of the Burgeoning. Now, this is the Scourge of Ghyran.
Yeah.
Correct? And the Wargrove does what?
So end of every turn, pick a non-hero unit within combat range of a terrain piece, and then roll a d6. Then you can either heal the amount rolled, or you can bring back models with a combined wound characteristic equal to the amount you rolled.
Yeah.
So if I chose Spite-Revenants and I rolled a 6, I can res back 3 Spite-Revenants. So it's a very, very strong, very, very powerful ability.
Good recursion.
We actually didn't go over the battle formations, did we?
No, we didn't deep dive that. We're just
yeah.
going to basically talk about these two here, more or less.
I think this one is the best one you can pick. Once the Scourge guy around and goes out the window, I have to play around to see which one is good, which one is good enough to replace it. But currently, I think this is the best one. My list...
At the time of this recording, again, Scourge of Ghyran is in play. This is not in the book currently right now.
My list is 25 Spite-Revenants, 10-10-5. I have 6 of the Scourge of Ghyran Revenant Seekers. I have a Scourge of Ghyran Drycha. Then I have a Lady of Vines, a Warsong Revenant, and 6 Kurnothi with Scythes. The general idea of the list is I'm throwing a unit of... I just said their name.
Okay, so, well, that's the Wargrove.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start with that, and then I'll refresh it. You went with 3 drops.
Yeah.
So this is not the army isn't so concerned about outdropping or being more drops. It's literally middle of the pack.
Yeah.
You could go either direction. Doesn't matter. You'll just adapt to whatever is given, right? Yeah. Obviously, spell lore and prayer lore are the only options. So you just took those. Manifestation, same thing. Battle tactics. You went with scouting and master the paths for the aforementioned reasons, but we can reiterate right now, which is because your units lend themselves to obviously killing heroes.
Yes.
Teleporting from weird angles.
Yes. Teleporting around, trying to score scouting.
Yeah.
Picking off heroes.
And then the scouting is very easy for you because you have a ton of infantry units in the actual list itself. Your general is the Lady of Vines.
Yep.
So you have two units of fully reinforced Spite-Revenants and then a min unit of Spite-Revs. And then we'll go in regiment number 1, you have a Scourge Ghyran Drycha.
Yep.
And this is the one that ignores
wards,
and she's just absolutely fantastic. You then have a Scourge Ghyran Revenant Seekers, and what's the difference there?
So the Scourge Ghyran Seekers can hand out a 5-up ward until the end of the turn on a 3-up in any hero phase.
And they give themselves.
And more importantly, the Rider has 2 damage crit mortal, which is the selling point.
Yeah, these guys hit like an absolute ton of bricks.
Yep.
And then in regiment number 2, we have a Warsong Revenant that's now a priest, has a Seed of Rebirth, so it could come back. Spirit of the Dark Forest, which is the cut half movement. Then Kurnoth Hunters with great sides that we took for all the right reasons. This is a 380 point unit, fully reinforced. Hits like an absolute
ton of bricks.
So this is super aggressive. So you got 1, 2, 3 hammers in the form of the Kurnoth with sides. Drycha. And dragonflies.
A lot of hammers.
It's just overall, just an absolutely solid army.
A lot of damage, a lot of wounds. A lot of movement.
What I'm going to do is I am going to see if I can I wonder if I could just rip it off of the Discord and maybe I could post it in chat. We'll just do it. We'll do it live, and then I'll repost it in the details of this stream. Let's see if I could do that. Boom. Let's see if I can do it. Is that too many? Nah, it won't allow me to do it. It's just too many words. Sorry, folks. I'll have to repost it a little bit later. We got Sean Blake. We need more tree players.
Yes.
Do we, though?
I only know like 3 people.
Only 3 people.
Yeah, I mean, last edition it was a very technical army. Like the player like skill cap was so high, and then you got punished very, very heavily for the slightest mistakes.
Yeah, it was just a punishing army.
It was a punishing army.
If you mistimed your timing windows,
it's not new player friendly.
No, it was really complex.
I would even say like this version of the army is much more friendly and like error friendly. It's still more technical than most.
It's mostly because it's fair.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So now I want to go into my list.
Yeah.
So this is with 0. I can't repeat. 0 games underneath my belt. I'm just adding this because I'm just having a little bit of fun. I have no idea whether this is good.
I will withhold judgment.
Okay. I have no idea if this is good, but I thought it was just really freaking cool. So I'm going to show you my list. Again, I'll repost this later in the description of the stream. You'll have to forgive me for now. All right, so first right now, the General's Regiment. We have Alarielle. First off, we are actually, sorry, I'll just repeat. This is a 1960 point list. I hate that I'm at 1960. I can adjust this, by the way, and I'll explain how I can adjust this in a second. I just chose not to exercise that option, but being 10 points away from an additional CP kind of aggravates me.
Yeah.
And I might just do it anyway, but I'll explain that part in a second. This is a 5-drop army.
Jesus.
I truly do not give one whiff if guy goes, you go first, or he takes first turn. Doesn't matter.
That's what I find on my list too.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
I just don't care.
So I'm a 5-drop list. Okay, so obviously I took the spell lore, prayer lore, and manifestation lore.
Yep.
Okay, so I have wizards in this list. I have a priest in this list, and obviously manifestation lore I find awesome.
Yep.
My battle tactics for this army are Master of the Paths and Restless Energy.
Okay. Restless Energy is retreat.
Restless Energy, the first one that unlocks is taking an objective away from an opponent that you controlled previously.
Yep, and then the next one is control all objectives in the enemy territory.
Correct, and then Master of the Paths is, of course, unlocked when you kill
a hero.
Yep. Which I find the army lends itself really well to Master of the Paths. It's really hard to like dodge them.
Yeah, the teleporting, all the movement.
Even this guy.
Yeah, all the movement.
You know, a lot of popular heroes are priests and wizards.
Yeah.
Be able to get this guy
with that outside 3.
This guy will assassinate a little hero if they're not careful. All right, so first regiment, Alarielle. So picture Alarielle in all her glory. She's by herself. 600 points of just flipping awesome, gorgeous, beautiful models. I use her as a hammer. Like she is one of my hammers in my army, very obviously. She will come back when she feels like it. So she is absolutely awesome. I also, regiment number 2, Lady of Vines.
Yep.
Okay, so Lady of Vines, 2-cast wizard.
Yep.
So now we're at 5 casts in the army. She's fantastic. I love her Aura of Ward 5.
Yep.
In her regiment, she has a fully reinforced unit of Dryads. Because I love having my palisade, my wall, all at -1 to wound, -1 to hit, with a potential 5-up ward. Sounds great to sally forth from.
Yep.
So I think she's just great. She's a backup hammer because I don't really want her to be mixed in, but I will put her in if I feel it. And you know what? I will shoot out her spear to do Master of the Paths if they give me an opportunity to. That spear doesn't suck if it hits.
No.
It actually hits pretty well.
D6 damage is always nice.
Is not bad. Then we go to regiment number 3. Scourge of Ghyran, Drycha.
Yep.
So this is the no wards.
Yep.
This is the spell that goes, hey, you get +1 to wound and -1 rend. What am I missing?
+1 to wound, +1 attack.
+1 attack.
If you're not
That's it.
Kurnothi.
That's it. If you're not Kurnothi. You know who's not Kurnothi? Alarielle.
+1 attack is nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
On her stat line? It doesn't affect, obviously, the companion.
It gives a +1 to wound, though wounds on 2s anyway.
The companion does, but she doesn't.
No, she would wound on,
Yeah, she'd get an extra attack, and she'd be wounding on 2s with her awesomeness. She's fantastic. And Scourge Ghyran Drycha herself is a hammer.
Yes.
She's an absolute beast. If you've not encountered this little wooden lady, she is just fantastic.
I've soloed Rodigus. I've soloed the donkey. She just murders.
She's just
murder,
fantastic.
maim, kill.
Yeah, she's fantastic. In her regiment, she has 2 units of Spite-Revs for narrative reasons. Mostly because I like winning the game as well. So the Spite-Revs are really good. These are not reinforced. I could put them as a reinforced unit. So that's an option. I got them as 2 units of min units as opposed. Just to kind of slide in there, then teleport. I could double down, put them as 1 unit so they could act as an assassin like the way you use them.
Yeah.
I dig it. And then the 5th and final regiment, this is a non-monster. This, by the way, is in clans. This is the one where all monsters auto-heal at the end of every turn.
3 inside D3.
3 flat.
Yeah.
So this is, I have a Warsong Revenant. Now, the Warsong Revenant, I feel, gels perfectly in the list with its 12-inch bubble of reducing ward.
Yeah.
It makes my hammers hit even harder. I just want to stack as many odds in this rather fragile. Is this that fragile, to be honest?
It's a lot of eggs in one basket.
Yeah. Did I mention I have Belthanos in the list? I think I missed that.
Did you just like, I want every hero? Yeah.
I have Belthanos in the list. He is my 4th hammer.
Yeah.
So picture this.
Heard you like unique heroes.
I like this. This is a clans list. So all these guys are healing 3 flat.
Yep, and then Alarielle heals 2d6 in the hero phase, and then 3 on the end of every turn.
Alarielle goes in with Belthanos, high-fiving each other, smashing into a unit. She'll power through. This guy will
Teleport.
Also Grasshopper to do what?
More mortals,
More ways of also unlocking Master Paths.
Yep.
Wicked cool army. It is a army of 1, 2, 3, 4 monsters, all of them healing 3.
Yep.
6 casts.
Yep.
Because Scourge Ghyran Drycha is also a level 1 wizard, right? And then 1 chant, but that's okay.
The chant -1 to wound chant would be amazing on Alarielle. -1 to wound.
Or Belthanos.
Or either or. Anything.
It depends on what you're sending in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on what you're sending in. So that's the list. That's the list. What do you think of that? Lord of the Clan.
All the aggression. It feels like if Sons of Bahamut was Order. It's kind of what it feels like.
It's funny, because Lord of the Clan, you would think, folks, you would include a tree man in it.
No.
You would think Durthu
Only the good stuff.
would make the cut. No.
No.
I am not dropping Belthanos for any of that.
You could. No, I don't think it would work.
No, he moves 14 inches.
Yeah.
He's got this crazy JFK bullet grasshopper move that he does. And you know what? He gets to fade. So it means I could commit 2 monsters every round with impunity.
Yeah.
Because no one's lifting Alarielle in one go.
You're striking.
Especially when
You're
I'm
also
picking
powering
that fight.
through on basically anything.
Yeah. When I'm picking that fight,
Yeah.
no, I don't think so.
No. Yeah.
Right? What do you guys think?
Make the army. I'll play it.
I own most of this. I have a Lady of Vines. I have a Drycha. I have a Belthanos. You know what I also don't own?
What?
An Everqueen, Alarielle. All right, in any case, I'm going to put this list in the actual description. Let me go to the chat one more time, see if anyone else has any other questions. Oops, all hammers with Lionel. Yeah, you're not wrong. I would have taken this, at the time of this recording, I'm actually going to be going to Grand Clash in Quebec. And I would have taken this to Quebec, but I didn't have the list kind of fleshed out because I only really did this because we were getting together. This is rather impromptu.
Yeah.
We kind of reached out. We're trying to figure out when we could line up, and this was the day. This was the day because he's a busy man, out saving the world because he's a fireman.
No.
No, he is. He's a fireman, my man. You don't even understand how long it took him to get him there, but I'm really happy that he did. So it was, we lined it up today, and this is what you got, so I kind of just did it. I'm taking Iron Jaws to that. You're not going, right? You're working.
No.
So there it is. Okay, folks, I don't know if you have no other further questions, and it doesn't look like you do you have anything else to say?
Nope.
Then I think we're done. Folks, have a fantastic night, or afternoon, or morning, wherever in the world. Thank you very, very much for joining us. Thank you for everyone in chat. Thank you, Kyle, for coming out tonight. Thank you, Gaio, for coming out tonight. And I think I thanked everyone. Thank you so much. Mwah. See you guys next week.